Hello everybody, good morning. How are you doing? I've just realised I haven't put my music on, so I'm just gonna do that now. There we go, should be playing. How are you all doing today? Hope you are doing really well. We are live today for our Strength for Life session. This is our longer of the two live streams that I do. This is around about 35 to 40 minutes. It's on the longer side today. So we've got the warm up, we get the main part of the session, and then we do the cool down. If you're wearing a fitness tracker today and you want to track your fitness, get that switched on to strength or strength and conditioning. That is what we are doing today. We're using dumbbells, we're also using body weight for this session. There's going to be lots up on our feet, a little bit down onto the mat, but don't worry, I do have variations for you if you are not comfortable getting down onto the floor. That is not a problem. We've got lots of lovely members here today, so I'm going to say hello to Annabelle, you made it, good job. Clarice, good morning to you, and to Harriet, how are you all doing? Thank you for bringing a little bit of sunshine into my otherwise dreary, grey and wet existence here in the UK. It is pitiful. We have just got constant rain at the minute, so really nice to be here with you all today. Hi Caroline, how are you doing as well? So we've got 3 new members to say hello and welcome to on the channel before we get started with the session today. So hello and welcome to Layla, to Floss on the Mill, and also to Anonymous. I can't see your name because it says Anonymous. So hopefully if you've just joined and you didn't put your name down, welcome to you as well. It's really great to have you all here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Right. I'm going to head back this way. We're going to get started with the session today. We are going to be working, as I said, with some dumbbells. I'm going to be using a light set. I'm also going to be using a medium set as well. I'm just trying to get my my watch on now because, you know, if it's not on the watch, it's not happening. I like to make sure I'm tracking exactly what I'm doing. So we're gonna get started. The timings are 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, but please make the adaptations that you need to, not only with the movements, but also with the timings as well. So if you need to take a little bit of extra time for rest, please do. If you wanna take less rest, you can also do that. We can adapt and adjust where we need to. Hi Tracy, how are you doing this morning? Okay, so we're gonna get started. First 2 exercises are warm up. So if you're sort of just screeched in and you think, oh my goodness, I'm not quite ready, don't worry, we're in the warm up. Just join in as you can. That is just going to be what we're doing today. We're going to start on one leg. That's unusual, isn't it? We're going to start on one leg and do some leg circles. Now, if you have just screeched in and your balance is not all that this morning, don't worry, you can do a little fingertip touch onto a wall. You can hold on fully onto your kitchen work surface. Whatever it is you need to do, we're just warming up into the hip here. Some little hip circles. And you can make these as big or as little as you like. We're going to switch sides. Good job. You may be a little bit more wobbly on one foot than the other, she says. Straight away, right on cue. Okay, well done. So we're working here on just switching on the core, opening up through the hip. Well done. Take a little rest there. Fantastic work. We are then going to work into a reverse foot tap. So again, switch onto the core, get the arms working and get the leg tapped back all at the same time, okay? Are you ready? Get a nice deep breath in and let's go. So tap, tap, tap. Now it does not need to be super high impact. It doesn't need to be very pacey. You can just do as you please here as we tap, tap, tap. Good job, everybody. So I'm going to say hello to some fitness VIPs who couldn't make the session, but they want their shout out because they're going to do this session later. So hello to Abby, Colette and Claire, to Natalie, Joe, Lisa, Kim and Melanie. And Annabelle, I have got you on my board just in case, but you're here, so you get a double. Well done you for making it to the session and requesting your shout out. Hope you are all doing well, feeling fit, fighting fit towards the end of the week. Take a little rest. Okay, let's get going with the main part of the session. First thing we're going to do, we're going to keep it weight free for the first exercise, and we'll add the weight in as we go. I want you to stand in the middle of your workspace. I really want you to push those feet into the floor, plant yourself into the floor. I want you to step back with one leg. I'm stepping back with the right, coming up and then stepping forwards with the right. So we're doing a reverse lunge to a forwards lunge. Same side is working. If you would prefer to step and step, then you can. Okay, so you work to your level. We're going to add a weight the second time we do this if you feel comfortable to do so, okay? But you don't have to. If you want a little challenge here, you're going to work for your reverse. You're not going to put that foot down and then you're going to step straight forwards, not put the foot down, and step straight back, okay? That's your extra little bit of challenge. Can you do it nice and slow without a wiggle and a wobble? Take a little rest, well done. We're going to switch sides in just a second. Has your brain already gone, what the hell is going on today? I'm sorry, but it's really good to have a little bit of brain challenge, isn't it though? It's good to use your brain in a different way to what you're used to using it. We're going to go back on the left side now. Let's go. So step it back, pause, step it forwards, pause. Okay, and as soon as your brain has figured out what's going on and you want that little extra bit of challenge, you keep the foot off the floor the whole time. If you want, it's not obligatory, okay? It's not compulsory. Nothing is. The only thing that is compulsory here is moving, okay? Just move in a way, any way. If there's an exercise that you can't do, just keep marching it through, keep squatting, whatever it is, and then join in on the next one. Good job. There is no one size fits all when it comes to fitness. Take a little rest. Fantastic. Okay, next exercise. We're doing a workout today that works in the legs and then the abs and then the arms, okay? So we're starting with the legs. So this is gonna feel very legsy to get going. We're gonna start again, weight free on this one because it's balance. So we're gonna come out to the side, left leg, and then up. Side and up. Exactly the same as before. You are gonna keep that standing foot planted firmly into the ground, okay? And you're gonna just work on that balance, touching down the foot if you need to, and if you don't need to, you can keep it floating and hovering all the time. If balance is an issue for you, you're gonna just hold on to something, okay? Fingertip touch is sometimes all you need, and often it's more about confidence than it is about the actual balance. So just really look within yourself, okay? You can do it, and if you wobble, it doesn't matter. It's okay, okay? There's no failing here if you have a bit of a wobble. Because often the more we worry about it, the more it happens. Okay, so we're gonna switch sides. Again, the second time we do this, we're gonna be holding onto a weight. 2, 1, let's go. If you want to. If you want to. Doesn't have to be. Okay, well done. Leg out to the side. Knee coming up. Now, hopefully you can notice that the upper body here is staying quite still. There is a little bit of movement there, but what I'm not doing is sort of compensating and going out to the side and sort of working a little bit like a lever or a pendulum. So really working on that leg movement being the main muscles that are really activated here. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, take a rest. Fantastic. One more exercise and then we're going to go back to that forwards and reverse lunge. And the good news about those is we're only doing them twice, okay? So you're already halfway through on that exercise, which I know a lot of you don't enjoy. I'm going to grab a 4 kilo weight here. It's a medium one. I'm going to come out to the side, toes nice and wide. I'm going to come back a little way. Sit into a squat. I'm going to bring the heels up and I'm going to come back up. I'm going to try and keep those heels up for the entirety of this exercise. So I'm just going up and down and I'm keeping those heels raised. Now it's probably not that easy to see, okay, but they're as high as I can keep them consistently off the floor. This is working into that inner thigh, okay, as well as into the glutes. We're working the core, you're holding that weight, okay, you're not tipping forwards, keeping the back nice and straight. I can try and show you from the side as well. Almost there. Good job, take a little rest. We're gonna come back to that exercise, of course we are, but before we do, we're gonna go back through our reverse to front lunge. So make sure you've got plenty of space. I'm just holding onto the weights here and I'm gonna do exactly the same. So reverse lunge, coming up and forwards, coming back in. Now, if you are adding weights here, you may find it takes slightly longer to adjust to having them, okay? So if you're used to having that foot off the floor and it's sort of like completely fine, you're sailing through, you add those weights, as soon as you move a slight little bit to the side, it throws you off so much more than if you don't have those weights, Okay, so that's where the difficulty comes in here. You're creating an uneven load. Well done. And take a rest. Fantastic. We're gonna work onto the other side. I forgot to warm my weights up this morning. They are cold. Whew. Okay, we're gonna get into the other side. Again, I find it's really useful here to have a sort of a fixed focal point. Let's go. I also find it a lot easier to start on my dominant side. Okay, where normally I'd say try and start on your non-dominant side. I find it really easier to start on my dominant side because I get my brain into gear a little bit more here if I do that. Now then, as you're adding those weights, as you're getting more tired, are you leaning over that front knee? Okay, are you more like this? Because if you are, the likelihood is you're gonna feel that in the knee and you go, nope, lunges aren't for me, they hurt my knees. Okay, if you're leaning over, they will hurt. Take a little rest. So try and drop down through the hips and up through the head so you're not putting too much pressure through that knee joint, okay? That's what I'll say there. One weight here, and you're just gonna hold it. And again, it's just gonna add to your load, add to your physical load. We're gonna work up to the side and up in front. Well done, good job. So all these exercises here are not only just isolating into one muscle group. Okay, yes, this first section is legs, but we're obviously using the arms and we're warming up the core ready for our next section, which is abs and core. Okay, so we're using these exercises. The primary goal is legs, but there's also secondary muscle groups working as well. Anything that's keeping you upright is using the core. Whoop, take a little rest. As I'm looking around at the clock and my weight's going this way, I'm like, oh no. Okay, well done. Let's keep it going. Keep that positivity, especially if you find balance and coordination difficult. It's okay if you do, by the way. Not everybody can be good at everything. And I think, honestly, balance and coordination work is some of the hardest work you do because you can't ever just switch off. You have to constantly be concentrating. Okay, so you can't just let that little mind wander off into, oh yeah, remember I'm gonna be meeting so-and-so for lunch today, or I've got to remember to get the thing out of the freezer for the dinner. You can't do any of that. You've got to be focused the whole time, which is really hard. But it's a really good exercise in mindfulness and staying in the moment when it comes to your fitness. Well done, almost there. Good job. And take your rest, finish the one you're on. Brilliant work. Let's get back into those releve squats then. Again, I'm using this 4 kilo here. The eagle-eyed amongst you may have spotted that I used to always use a 5 kilo for my medium weights, which I still do have, but since my wrist is still rehabbing, the 4 kilo is a little bit better for me. So down, get those heels up and come back up. So heels, good, well done. As wide as you can possibly make it here. Okay, almost uncomfortably wide is where you're working to. Good job. Well done. Brilliant. So I'm going to be working my way back up through those weights. But for now, I've increased my training load because I'm recording so much more that I've sat down into a 4 kilo, which feels a lot better for that wrist. Take a little rest. So just in case anyone was wondering, because I know lots of you do a lot of sessions and I do talk about the weights that I'm using, so just want you to know that. Right, we're gonna do a glute bridge down onto the floor. If you are not a floor exerciser, you're gonna give me a glute kickback, okay? Just one side. When we're on the floor, we're gonna do a glute bridge on one side. So push you back into the floor, one leg comes up, one heel pushed into the floor, and we're gonna raise up and down. Now, the bent leg is doing the work. This leg here, this leg that's upright, I'm not pushing that leg up, because if I was pushing that up, it's gonna go wherever it wants. I'm pushing up through the leg with the bent knee, the one that has the foot fully planted onto the floor. Okay, if you were a standing exerciser here and you're doing that glute kickback, kick that heel back, keep those hips up, as in straight. Well done. One more, so we missed a second, didn't we? Take a little rest, well done. If you're a standing exerciser, you're gonna switch over, you're gonna do your other leg, and we are gonna do the other leg down onto the mat here. Our glute bridge onto the floor, feet firmly pushed into the floor. Leg comes up, opposite side. And let's go, push with those hips. The hips are going straight up, okay? It will feel less stable than when you are working with both feet onto the floor. So when you're working both feet onto the floor, it's so much easier than when you're doing one leg, okay? Because when you've got one leg, you're slightly off to the side, you're wiggling around a little bit. Try not to grip your mat. Try not to push down too much with your hands, okay? Really try and keep it focused into the hips and into the glutes. Obviously there's core work here as well. Well done, almost there. And take a rest, brilliant. Okay, we are gonna do our lying leg pedal next. You can do this from a seated position. So you can do this exactly from your chair, your sofa, your kitchen bench, whatever it is. Otherwise, we're gonna be pushing out and out, pushing out the heel, bringing the knee into the face. I'm going to start by demoing onto the floor here, get you all started, and I will come and show you exactly how to do that from your seated position as well. You don't have to be up onto forearms here. You can come back and lie onto the mat if it's a little too much into the neck, okay? For you lovely ladies who are onto your chair, hopefully you figured out it's basically exactly the same, but you're just in a seated position. You just don't have to get down to that floor and back up again. Perfectly good exercise to do from a chair. If you work in an office and you just want a little burst of legs and core, do this one under the table. 2, 1, take a little rest. Honestly, you'll warm yourself up by doing that. You'll get that engine all warmed up. We're gonna go back to the single leg glute bridge. This is a little mini circuit we're doing here before we move on to the abs. So again, if you're a standing exerciser, you know what you're doing. Glute kickback, add a weight if you would like to. Otherwise, one leg comes up, right leg up, left foot pushed into the floor. And here we go again, really pushing up. Get those hips as high as you can without going off to the side, okay? Well done. I know you guys are doing really well at this. Make sure you're not pushing down with the arms. If you're not sure if you are, just lightly rest your fingertips onto your ribs, okay, and just keep your elbows floating. And then you'll know. If you're suddenly like, oh, actually, I can't do it, it's too hard, then you'll know, okay? So just to be aware of what's going on, take a little rest. That is gonna be key for your fitness journey. Okay, you're not just blindly following along, you are aware of what your body's doing, you're in control of what your body's doing, and nothing's happening by accident, okay? Standing exercises, you're switching legs if you're using weights, okay? Keep those nice and straight, no swinging. Everybody else on the mat with me, let's go. Push and push. Make sure that foot is pushed into the floor, okay? And driving straight up, straight down, up, down. If you feel yourself wiggling off a little bit, try and correct it, and then just try and do the next one completely plumb, okay? That's what we're working on. It doesn't matter if 1 or 2 are slightly off. Okay, so again, just making sure you are in control of what happens in your body, you are aware of what's happening in your body. Okay, that's the way you're really gonna push your fitness to the next level, rather than just blindly following along. Take a little rest. You know, you're always welcome to just blindly follow along, but you're gonna get so much more out of it if you are following along and you are making those decisions that are right for you. I'm just gonna just grabbing a little resistance band there. Gonna loop that over the toes of my trainers just to show you what you can do here. This is our next exercise on the lying foot pedal. Now, if you wanna make it harder, you're gonna bring in the knee, you're gonna push out that foot, lead with the heel, really feel it into the abs here. Again, if it's too much into the neck, and I know for some of you it will be, that's okay. You can either have your jumper that you've already just taken off and rolled up, put that underneath your head. Okay. Well done. Good job. This is a really good one to get those abs ready for what's coming. Take a little rest. Fantastic. Okay, leg section done. Let's move on. We're going to move on into our, I just said it, didn't I? Abs and core. We're going to take a weight. We're going to do a seated twist with an overhead press. And you can do this from your chair as well. I will show you, but I'm going to start you off onto the floor. Over, and up. Over, and up. Now you can have your heels onto the floor. You can have your heels off the floor. You can pedal along, whatever works for you. And if you are on your chair, exactly the same. Over, and push. Over, and push. The reason why this is such an effective exercise and more effective than just your standard seated twist is because we're disrupting that momentum, okay, creating more instability through the midsection, and take a rest, which is exactly what your core needs to be challenged, okay? That unstable surface is exactly what it needs, okay? Move that weight just to the side. We're gonna do a lying alternate leg raise. You can do this from seated. So we're just gonna bring one leg up and switch over for the other. Back pushed into the floor as you work. Again, no gripping the mat. Lightly rest those fingertips just on your ribs. One and then the other. Big movements here if you want. If you wanna make it harder, you're gonna do small movements closer to the mat. Okay, if you're doing this from seated, you're just pedaling those legs up and down. Same position that you were for your seated twist. Keep it going. How's that core feeling? Are you feeling a little shaky? If you are, that's okay. In fact, it's good. It's good. It means that core's under pressure. Take a little rest, which is what we want. It is what we want. Over onto your front, we're gonna do a down dog pedal. So into a full bridge position, if you can hold that. If you can't hold that, I want you to hold it onto a raised surface. Okay, so full bridge position here, and we're just gonna push back and pedal, 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 pedal. Are you with me now? If you're on your raised surface, here, push, pedal, 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 pedal. Now I want you to remember this exercise because when we go around for the second time, I'm gonna show you a more advanced exercise, but if you are happy here, then this is where you are going to stay for that second round as well. Keep it going, keep working. If you can get those heels down to the ground, then that is an amazing job and you are very flexible. Well done indeed. Good, 2, 1, take your rest. Okay, we are going to go back to that seated twist with the overhead press. This is super duper challenging into the core for all of the reasons that I have already explained. Okay, again, I'm still using my 4 kilo here. It doesn't feel light, it feels challenging, and that's exactly the level we want to be at. So let's go. Push, over, and push. Now, what you want to do is get yourself to a point, hopefully, where you can do at least 3 or 4 of these in a row with your feet off the floor. You may be able to do the full 40 seconds with your feet off the floor like this, but if you can't, you can build up to it, okay? So you start with the heels onto the floor, and then when you're comfortable doing that, you're just swapping over. 1, 2, 1, 2, hold for the overhead push, just to add that little bit of extra. Take a little rest, okay? So that's how you see you can start to build up over time, and that's really, really important. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get ready for that alternate lying leg raise. I'm gonna come in just a sec and just check those comments. Up and down for the lying leg raise. Here we go, good job. So working together, keep it going. Good job, well done. Well done, everybody. Doing such a great job today. I thought I could see something flagged on the comments there, so I thought I'd just check. But no, it's all good. Keep it going. I don't want to miss any comments from you guys. Keep it going then. Keep that neck nice and loose. Keep the jaw loose as well, okay? So you should be able to smile without grimacing, you know, a genuine smile without being like, oh, like that. We don't want any of that here. Well done, take your rest. You know exactly the kind that I mean, don't you? That, we don't want that. Okay, we're gonna work into that down dog. Remember, you can do the pedal if you like to. Otherwise, I do have an optional extra for you here. So you're gonna come into your bridge, you're gonna come up, and you can touch the opposite toe with the opposite hand, okay? Are you ready? We're on the clock. We are doing this. You can do this from your raised surface too, okay, which I think is where I'm gonna sit, just to honor the healing process of the wrist. There is such a thing as too much body weight bearing when you only had surgery 5 months ago. That is the crux of the issue. I'm just a bit eager, very eager, in fact, to be back at full fitness with it. Take a rest. Well done. You are doing such a good job today. We're gonna finish off this abs and core section up onto our feet, which may be music to your ears if you are a standing exerciser. No more adaptations for you. We're gonna come up to our feet, fingertips up onto temples. We're gonna cross the right elbow with the left knee and then over to the side, okay? This is where it gets a little confusing again, because just because we're not down doing really intense work onto the mat, it does not mean we're not working that brain. So opposite knee to elbow, same knee to elbow. Opposite knee to elbow, same knee to elbow. If you need to say it while you do it to make it work for you, then please do that, okay? We're gonna nick a couple of seconds back on the rest on this one. But work to your level. Well done. Tighten to the tummy. Good job. We're gonna work for a second more or so. Take a little rest. Well done. We're gonna switch sides. So I had the right elbow crunching to the left knee and then the left elbow to the left knee. We're gonna switch that over. If that's too many rights and lefts for you, just switch sides. It will all come clear, okay? Are we ready? Let's go. Left elbow to right knee, right elbow to knee. Across and the same. Across and the same. Good. So we're working into this sort of standing crunch here, but we're adding rotation in, okay? So we're not just crunching backwards and forwards, okay? Not just forwards and backwards, and not just side to side. We're adding that rotation in because it's really important for twisting, okay? Think about that situation when you're in the car and you sort of need to twist around to get something behind you. Yeah? This is what you've been waiting for, that moment to do that. Good job. Take a little rest. Fantastic. We're going to bring a weight into this exercise now. I'm going to go up onto a 6 kilo for this one because this can really take a heavier weight if you have one. So I'm going to hold the weight into the right hand. I'm going to bring the left fingers up to the temples. And we're going to bring that weight down the side, stretching through the left side and coming back up. Okay? So join in when you're ready. And I want you to elongate through that side as the weight comes down. Pause, hold it, and then bring the weight up with this side, okay? If you are not sure what I'm talking about, I want you to really grasp and grip those muscles into your core to bring you back up again. And what you're doing essentially is using all of your core muscles to bring up that weight, okay? Yeah, and your core muscles are so strong. You have so many of them. It's a huge complex of muscles, okay, that you can draw upon. Good job. Let's do one more. And take your rest, okay? We're gonna switch sides. So if you are not aware, if you think core equals abs, it doesn't. You're not wrong for thinking that because the abs are part of the core, but the core is any of the muscles that attach to the hips, the spine, and the ribs. So if you just think about all of that space that you have here, basically in the trunk, all the way up to the base of your neck, all of the muscles that attach somewhere onto spine, ribs, and hips, okay? That is a lot. And some of the biggest, longest, most deep muscles are in that core complex, okay? And they need working. And you can't always feel them working, but you can feel your abs working. there's stuff under there as well that keeps you posturally aligned. And that is what we're working on here as well, just really working on bringing yourself back up nice and tall and strong. Okay, good job. Strength for life. Remember, that's the title of the series. Take a little rest. We are going to go back to the confusing one, the cross body with the oblique crunch. So obliques are the muscles that work in that diagonal, you know, when you see the V shape, that's those muscles, the waist muscles. Are you ready? Let's go. So cross and crunch, cross and crunch. Now you can really work this nice and quick if you would like to, and just a slight feather touch onto the floor with your toe, or you can take your time and you can really work into that range, okay? It does not matter, and I've said this probably hundreds of times, I'm sure somebody will know, hundreds of times. If you cannot touch the elbow and knee, it doesn't matter, okay? That is not the aim. It's not called elbow to knee touch exercise, okay? It doesn't matter, as long as you're working through your range as best you can. Well done, take a little rest. Then that is all that I need from you, okay? Good job. My chat has just disappeared. There it is, it's back. My computer is having a real minute today, honestly. Well done, we're gonna switch sides. 2, 1, and let's go over and crunch, and over and crunch. This is what happens when you're a one-woman army. You've gotta do the lights, the camera, the action. You've got to read off the board and talk at the same time. Plus you've got to keep an eye on the clock and keep the computer going, you know? It's not, I know, sometimes. Do I make it? I don't think I do make it look easy, do I? I think I make it look exactly as difficult as it is. Keep it going. Well, I'm just so pleased that you're all here keeping me company. Keep it going. Well done. 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Brilliant. We're going to go back to those side bends in just a second. Well done. Good job. Yes, you are working too hard to chat. It's okay. I'm good. That's fine. As long as you're all happy, I'm happy. It's just things keep popping up on my screen. I'm not quite sure what they are all about today. Let's go. Down we come and bring it up. Good job. Down and up. And by the way, I'm not saying there's no activity on the chat. Why are you not chatting? I hope you're working hard. I know you're working hard. Good job, everybody. Keep it going. Well done. I think what it is I've got a window open behind my my streaming software, and stuff just keeps flickering, and I keep getting a bit distracted by what's going on, because I am very much of that brain makeup that things distract me quite easily. So I'm a bit like, what's happening? You know, like a cat with a laser. That is quite often my mindset. And take a rest. Let's switch sides. Good job, everybody. You are doing such an amazing job today. This is the last exercise in the abs and core section, and then we're going to head into the arms, which is the shortest of the blocks today. Okay, just 4 exercises in there. We're going to repeat them around 2 blocks of 2. Okay, so keeping it real bite-sized for you today, keeping it really nice and achievable, but challenging. Okay, and I just want to show you on this side bend, coming down through the side, through the middle of the leg. I'm not coming over to the front or to the back, okay? Down through the side, straight down the side of the leg and up. You do not have to get all the way down to the ankle. You can get around to the knee, okay? Whatever works for you. And up, good job, 10 seconds. Brilliant, keep it going. Lovely work, nearly there. And take a rest. Fantastic. Okay, we are into the arms now. We have made it into the arm section, and I'm gonna work with my 4 kilos. We're gonna do a bicep to hammer curl combination, both at the same time. So palms are facing out. We're gonna curl up for a bicep curl, and then we're gonna switch the weights around so palms are facing and bring them up to the shoulders for a hammer. Okay, now this is really great because it's super duper functional. Okay, you get a little reprieve from one while you do the other. And if you have any issues with the elbows or the wrists or the shoulders, and one of these doesn't feel quite right, okay, so maybe you've got a bit of tennis elbow, so the bicep curl feels hard, okay, that feels hard. So you can turn around and just do hammer curl instead, okay? So you have a little bit of wiggle room here, okay, depending on what you are specifically dealing with, if you have any issues at all, which I know lots of us do. Take a little rest because we've lived a life and that's what happens, okay? And nothing to be ashamed of, it's just what it is. I'm gonna take one of the weights here, I'm gonna hold it by the end, I'm gonna bring it behind me, I'm gonna drop it down through the shoulder blades, and I'm gonna push up and slightly forwards. We are now working into the triceps. So we've done the biceps, and now we're into the triceps, because the body is in pairs. The muscles, lots of the muscles are in pairs, okay? And you can really see that easily on the upper arm. So you flex the upper arm, your bicep bulges, your tricep extends, and then when you straighten your arm, your bicep lengthens and your tricep then works hard. So you see, we can work both here in this little superset. We're gonna work the upper arm nice and hard, front and back. Good job. Slight tip forwards if you feel comfortable to do so. And take a rest, bring that weight down safely. And we're gonna go back into that bicep to hammer curl here. Okay. Elbows in nice and tight when you do your bicep curl, by the way. So what we don't want is the elbows winging out, okay, or hunching over. Nice upright curl, elbows nice and tight in. Hammer curl, you have a little bit more license for movement on that hammer curl there. But again, you're making sure those weights aren't swinging, so you're not coming down and they're swinging behind you here. Okay, really important that you control the weights. They are your weights. You are not theirs, okay? So you control them. Really make sure that you are doing exactly what you want to do with those weights. Okay, that is the key takeaway, and working nice and slowly. You do not need to be going any quicker than this, okay? If anything, you want to be going as slow as possible. Take a little rest there. Tricep, one more time. This one here, okay? The triceps tire out quite quickly because they're quite small, especially compared to the biceps, okay? So if you find this one feels really hard now, either drop down in weight or just work for slightly less time. Do what you can, but as you're coming up overhead, I want you to make sure that you are really safe. Okay, so just make sure that you feel safe, you feel secure. You're not overly arching that back, so tummy's nice and tight here. Breathing through, not pushing that head out. If you're wearing a hoodie, okay, or a coat with a hood on, this can be very difficult. So just make sure that your weight's not getting caught up in that, or if you have loads of hair, okay. And I know these are all things that you don't necessarily get to take a little rest on other channels, but you know, I have worked with real people. I know what happens. I've seen the hoods and the hair and all sorts going on, so just don't worry about it. Just make the adjustments you need to make. I've just picked up a lighter set of weights here, just a 3 kilo set. I'm gonna push the hips back into that hip hinge position, so it's not a squat, okay? Hips are coming back, weights are down in front, palms are facing, and we're gonna open up into a lateral raise, squeezing those shoulder blades together. We are not at any point jerking, okay? So there's no jerking movements happening here. It is not an explosive movement. What it is calm, controlled, precise, using those weights to really force the arms up, but in a controlled way. Feet are pushed into the floor. Feeling a little bit into the hamstrings, so the back of the upper legs as well, as we are pushing those heels into the floor in your bent over position. If it's a little too much for you, you can come up. Take a little rest, okay? We're gonna come back to that exercise. Before we do, we're gonna go for our reverse grip row, and I'm just gonna go slightly heavier. One more time, same position, hips come back, a little bend in the knee. Reverse grip, palms are facing out. I'm gonna row up to the chest and back down. Now, reverse grip row here, as I've said many times before, is one of my favorite rows because you get to work into that forearm. And forearm strength is really, really important as we get older, okay? You're gonna get your grip strength from there. I would just like to remind you that when I was one-handed after my surgery, things were really tough. And then when I was rehabbing, which I still am to be fair, but when I was rehabbing, the amount of strength that you don't have from having that weakness into the forearm is unbelievable. Opening jars and packets, gripping things, take a little rest. I cannot tell you what a difference it was. And there were so many things that I went to do that I felt, oh my goodness, how on earth do people who don't have that grip strength manage with this? This is really, really hard. So it made me really grateful for the fact that I can train that grip strength, and you can all train that grip strength. Let's go again, okay? And that a temporary setback makes us appreciate actually how amazing our bodies are and how much we use them and we don't even realize. So I would just say, just keep working on that grip strength, keep making those forearms nice and strong, okay? And that reverse grip row is a really great way to do it. That is a very long-winded way of me saying that, isn't it? Just, it's amazing. Just trust. If you're still here, then I know you trust me already. So just keep trusting me. I've got you. I'm gonna make sure that you sail through the next couple of decades, take out the rest, stronger than ever, physically, mentally, okay? Really appreciating those things in life that maybe we didn't appreciate in our 20s and 30s. Maybe we thought we were gonna be like that forever. Did we? I did. Are we ready to go with that reverse grip? So reverse grip, really important. Palms are out, rowing up to the chest, coming back down, okay? Toes are facing forwards. I've not got one like this and one like this. I'm not over like this, okay? Really making sure every single movement is precise and exactly what I wanted it to be. So I'm not accidentally bringing one elbow out, really making sure that I'm brushing my sides with the inside of my arms as those weights are coming up, squeezing those shoulder blades together. You are at the end of the session now, okay? So you have license to just really embrace the last two, the last one. Come on, one more. Take a little rest. Well done. Really, really great job today. We used a lot of weights. They didn't really warm up an awful lot, if I'm honest. They are chilly. We are gonna go with a couple of cool down exercises now. Stay with me if you can. If you can, just do a little couple of stretches with me. We're gonna do a side stretch here, really working through the side. Okay, up through the arm as well here as we're reaching over. Okay, so arm stretch, side stretch into the core. Well done everybody today. Really hope you enjoyed this one. And if you enjoy sessions like this, okay, then you know I've got my Fit in 20, my 20-minute metabolic session on the Tuesday lunchtime. You can come and join that live. If you can't join things live, then don't worry, those are now available to everybody on catch up. Okay, so you can do those on catch up. If you're a member, you can chat along, obviously on the live. And you have your weekly plan if you're a fitness VIP. So if you're on the highest level of membership, you get a plan delivered to you on a Sunday in your community posts. Take a little rest. And that tells you exactly what you're gonna do for the week ahead. And you can do as much or as little of that as you like. But it's like basically having a personal trainer in your pocket. I've just written a plan for you every single week. Let's do our bow and arrow. Well done. So we're just really stretching out here through the upper body and coming in. New workouts every Monday morning released as well. So the last couple of Monday sessions have gone down really well. So many positive comments about those sessions. So just strength, 20 minutes or so, warm up, cool down included. So within 30 minutes, you know you can switch on, get the session done, finish and crack on. Okay, which is really useful if you are time poor. Take a little rest, which I know most of us are because we all have busy lives and fitness is not just the only thing that we have to worry about, but it is something now you no longer have to worry about because I'm here doing it with you. So I really hope you enjoyed the session today. So yeah, Mondays, workout, Tuesday, live stream, Friday, live stream, and then there's a little extra something coming for you next week as well. I've got a new wellness video coming out for you, so I really hope you're going to enjoy that one. Don't forget to leave me a comment, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you at the next one. I'm just going to come in and have a little chat to the members. I'd like to see what emojis we have today. This is the highlight of the session when I can see what emojis you're all using. Who's wearing a hoodie? Who indeed? When I used to do my PT work outside, the hoodies, to be fair, hoodies wouldn't always stay on, but to beginning they would. Oh yeah, it was really weighty, wasn't it? Weighty and twisty. You're welcome, Caroline. I don't know who's your superhero. I'm sure that's not to me, but maybe is Clarice your superhero? Or yeah, Harriet. Yes, working very hard. Really challenging. Good. I'm glad you really enjoyed it. It's great to have it challenging. It's really important to challenge it. I'm so short. My shorts are so short today. I'm so sorry. I couldn't find the ones that I normally wear. They've disappeared down the washing drain somewhere. I don't know. They're probably inside a bedsheet or something. I've got no idea. So I'm wearing the really short shorts today. Don't worry, everything will be restored for next week. Thank you so much for joining me today. Big love to all of you. Thank you so much for keeping me company, keeping me warm and keeping my spirits high in this freezing cold studio. But you know what? In a couple of months' time, I'm going to be going, oh, it's so hot in here. That's what's going to happen. Mwah. Big love to all of you. And I cannot wait to see lovely short shorts, very short shorts. Oh, Caroline, come on. You're going to make me blush. I will see you all very soon. Take care, lovelies. Have a great weekend. Bye.